and welcome to this episode of John's Motorcycle Rescue and Review. Alright guys, it is time to introduce the next project here at the shop. This is a bike that I am really excited about. It is Kawasaki's 2000 ZRX1100. In this video, we're going to take a look at the starting point of this project. I will walk around the bike and point out things that I noticed prior to purchasing this bike. This particular machine has 43,617 miles on it, so it's not a super low mileage bike, but cosmetically it's in very nice overall condition. It presents very well, and although it needs touch up here and there, I think it will really clean up nicely and be a very nice looking bike in the end. Most often the cosmetics are a very good indicator of how the bike was serviced prior to my ownership. We'll look at the good points on this motorcycle, and then we'll also look at the items that need to be addressed to bring this bike back to life, to bring it back as close to new as I can make it, and to make this into a great daily rider. We'll also look at any aftermarket modifications that have been done to this bike, and I'll talk about my future plans for it. If you like great motorcycle related content and you want to help support this channel, please consider becoming a member. Members get perks like early access to new videos and bonus content on this channel, and your support will help me continue to make great quality motorcycling videos for you to enjoy. And I just want to give a special shout out to all of my members and subscribers and those of you who participate in the comment section of this channel. Thank you guys so much. I could not do this without you. The ZRX really has a special place in my heart. I have owned many of the ZRXs, both the 1100s and the 1200s over the years. I have featured a 1200 ZRX previously on this channel. If you want to see a playlist on that motorcycle, including a full review of the ZRX1200, you can click the link above. My friend Rob sent me a link to the ad for this motorcycle recently, and I contacted the owner and I talked to him about the bike. So the backstory is the bike was running great for him, and I think what happened was he let it sit for an extended period of time. When he went to get this bike started back up again for the spring, it was running rough. It wasn't running properly. I'm sure because there were some pilot jets blocked up in the carburetors. I think he was planning to rebuild the carburetors himself. He got some carb rebuild kits. He also took the airbox out of the bike. He pulled the carburetors and pulled the float bowls off of them, and I think realized he was in a little bit over his head and decided to put the bike back together. When he tried to reinstall the airbox, it's honestly a real pain on this motorcycle, and he could not get the airbox back in the bike, and so he decided he would hack up the airbox to get it back in, which of course ruined the airbox. And at that point he decided to sell it. So currently this bike does run on full choke. It runs very poorly. It does not pull nicely. It won't pull. If you're riding it, it hardly breaks 30 miles an hour. If you give it any load under fueling, it dies out and cuts out. I'll start it up in a little bit and you can hear it and you'll see exactly what I mean. It also smells very strongly of fuel while it's running. After hacking up the airbox, one nice thing that the previous owner did was to order a set of the pod filters for the bike and a Dynojet jet kit. So I have a brand new Dynojet jet kit. I also have the pod filters already on the bike. I think the direction I'm going to go with this one, since I have the jet kit and the pod filters already on it, is to clean the carburetors and install the jet kit and see if I can't get it running really well with the current setup. Otherwise, I will put it all back to stock, and then I'll have to find a new airbox for it and jam everything back in there. But it is a real pain on the ZRX. Let's give it a listen to see what it sounds like. As you can tell, it is not a happy camper. This bike is not running well currently. As soon as I give it any throttle at all, it dies. The nice thing is there was no smoke coming out of the exhaust, and hopefully I'm just dealing with dirty carbs and carbs that aren't jetted properly. Let's talk about the good points on this motorcycle. First of all, as I mentioned before, the cosmetics on the bike are in really nice shape. The only downside cosmetically is there are a few chips in the paint on the engine and on the radiator, and just a couple of little items that need to be touched up. But otherwise, this bike is really going to clean up nicely. So that's a huge plus. The second thing is it has a brand new set of Michelin tires front and back. Those look to be in excellent condition. They are great quality tires and they have very little wear on them. So I'm very excited about that. The brake pads on the front and back of the bike look to be in excellent shape. They've got plenty of meat on them, and all of the brake fluid front and back is gross. It definitely needs to be changed. The brakes actually function as they should, and so when I'm on the bike I can hit the brakes and then the bike rolls freely. So the brakes aren't grabbing, they're not hanging up, and that works on the front and rear brakes. I checked the oil level on the bike. That looks to be right where it should be. That's just a good indicator. I would be concerned if it was over full or it looked like there was coolant in the oil or it was low, but everything looks good there. So happy about that. Looking at the suspension, the fork seals are in great shape. They're not leaking. The shocks in the back are not leaking either. So all of these suspension components feel solid and they are not leaking. That's another great thing. There don't seem to be any major leaks on the engine. There's no oil seepage anywhere. And again, I think this is a pretty solid unit to start with. Another good point on this particular bike, when I checked the inside of the gas tank for rust, I could not see any rust at all. It looks like a brand new gas tank inside. That's something you always want to check on an older bike when you're looking at it. Next, we'll look at the modifications that have been made to this ZRX. The first thing is that the seat has been recovered. Thankfully, it was done professionally and it looks very nice. The next thing you'll notice is this black carbon fiber Two Brothers exhaust. That's a really nice quality piece. It's in excellent shape and it sounds really mean as well. The handlebars on this ZRX have been replaced with some gold handlebars. They look to be in excellent condition and they're close to the stock bend that was on the ZRX from the factory. The levers on this ZRX have been replaced with some aftermarket units. I'm not crazy about aftermarket levers, but at least these aren't so short that I can only operate them with a couple of fingers. I can actually get my whole hand on the levers, so I will leave them as is. Another nice modification is this slightly taller windscreen. It's a very nice unit. It's very thin, and this should give a little bit of extra wind protection at higher speeds. Someone has also modified the rear fender by hacking off the lower portion, and while they did a pretty decent job by cutting it and then cleaning up the cut so it doesn't look like it was hacked off, the angle of the cut right here doesn't look factory, and so I may tidy that up a bit and just kind of cut this corner off and make that look like it's a factory piece instead of a hack job. On the downside, as I said earlier, this bike runs, but it does not run well. So my first order of business is to get these carburetors off. I want to take them and clean them. And I also want to install the jet kit and see if I can't get this bike running really nicely with the current setup and the parts that I have already. Another item that I noticed when I was checking the bike over is that my rear brake, when I hit the pedal, the rear brake light does not come on. I assume that's just in the brake light switch, and it's a matter of adjusting that, and hopefully that'll be a quick, easy fix. And once this bike is running like it should, I will go through my standard service on the bike. I will change out all the fluids, and I'll make sure that this machine is ready to safely enjoy out on the road. And then I'm looking forward to doing a review on it. I would also like to do some back-to-back comparison videos with some of the other classic motorcycles that I have in the garage. One of the reasons that the ZRX is one of my favorite motorcycles of all time is that when it was introduced in '99, It was a retro bike. It was designed to emulate the look of the Eddie Lawson race bikes of the early 80s. And I think Kawasaki did a knockout job with the design on the bike. I think it captures that tough superbike look. In addition, Kawasaki put a 1052cc motor in this bike that came from the ZX11. Now this has been retuned for torque in the ZRX, but it's a very entertaining power plant. In stock trim, these bikes made around 95 horsepower at the rear wheel, and with a few simple mods, you can bump the horsepower on these up over 100 horsepower very, very easily and relatively inexpensively. One of the real highlights on the ZRX is the finish on the bike throughout. It is finished with very, very high quality components. The suspension on the front of the bike is fully adjustable. It has spring preload and damping adjustment on that. It has huge 6-piston calipers grabbing large rotors in the front. It has excellent stopping power. It also has fully adjustable suspension in the rear. And so while this bike looks like a retro bike, it definitely performs like a more modern machine. Another really cool feature on the ZRX is the rear swing arm. It is a tubular aluminum swing arm. It's designed to look like the braced swing arms on the superbike racers of the 80s. And one of the cool features that Kawasaki was doing at the time of the ZRX production was it was putting eccentric chain adjusters on the bikes. Those are brilliant. You just loosen 2 bolts and then you rotate the whole assembly and you can set your chain adjustment very quickly and very easily. And it's very nice. You can keep the sides the same, and so it doesn't tend to go out of line on the rear wheel. All right, enough talk. I cannot wait to get started on this project. I'm going to roll it in the shop, get it up on the lift, get these carburetors off, and I'd love to have this bike running great by the end of today. Fingers crossed, we'll see what I run into once I get into the carburetors. All right, I'd love to know what you guys think. If there are any ZRX fans out there, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, enjoy the ride.